point, and you always want to get better, and I feel like I've had a good enough summer, and I felt like I could have definitely performed better, but just not the way things go sometimes.
I'm sure it's not easy to break this down, certainly now, but your serving, was it surely a physical thing, or mentally where you felt like normally that's not your game at all, even physical breakdown?
Well, considering I couldn't hit a second serve lower than 95 miles per hour, it's pretty difficult, yeah.
Do you think she's going through or going to go through what you went through before you won your first major in terms of being that star on the rise? And if she is, what's that going to be like for her?
I mean, she's off to a really good start, and to be able to do it, in great fashion like that, and really step it up when she had to. I certainly think she can go further. Absolutely.
What do you think her greatest strengths are in her game?
She moves really well. She has a pretty good forehand as well. It's pretty solid and deep. She's a good competitor.
Maria, you've had many moments where crowds have been really behind you, really supportive. What was it like to play out there with 20,000 plus faces of
I mean, when I'm playing, I really try to be within my own self and really concentrate on, me, and I know I have the support of my team and the support of my box, and it's not surprising at all considering we're in New York City and I'm playing an American. I don't see why.
Is it a little tougher under those conditions?
No, that's certainly not why I lost the match.
Maria, how hard is it to stop serving problems going over into other aspects of your game?
And during the match, or just, or in the future?
When you're having trouble, like you were serving, how hard is it to hold on to your ground strokes?
Well, with the amount of errors I made, from both my ground strokes and my serve, and to be able to, to get it to 3 sets is not bad. So if I didn't make those errors and those double faults, I certainly would have won the match. So that gives me some confidence.
How do you think her serve will hold up when she gets against some other tough returners out there? I mean, you didn't have that much trouble breaking her. Your problems were pretty... Are
you saying I'm not a good returner?
No, I said you had no trouble breaking her. Well, breaking that game. You had your own problems with your serve, but you had no trouble breaking her. What's going to happen when she hits somebody who maybe is holding a little easier than you?
I can't tell the future. I don't know. I'm not in her mind or in her serve.
Yeah, I mean, as perhaps you were at 17, can you sense or feel when a player has a real presence of mind or a real self-belief out there on the court?
I'm usually the type of player that really, concentrates on me. I don't, I felt her presence because she was getting a lot of balls back, and she made me hit a lot, and she fought for it. She's a competitor, and but did that lose me the match? Absolutely not. No.
Maria, can you consider the summer a success now, or is this still kind of take a little bit out of it?
I mean, it's a success in the sense that I'm back out playing tennis and hitting the tennis ball for a living. Not many people get to do that, and are not very fortunate. And I'm lucky enough that I worked that hard to get back to being on the court, and I have to work, if not just as hard, but harder to get back to the top.
You think there's been a lot of talk about how some of the women in the game weren't mentally tough and were cracking and stuff. Do you think it's good to see a young name out there now that obviously has a lot of guts?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think there is a difference between somebody that's, pumping their fist when they're winning a point, or, really grinding it out when they're down and coming back from behind. I mean, everyone can, when they win a point, shout and yell and, pump their fist. But I think it's definitely a good sign and good to see that somebody can, turn things around.
She obviously has game, but our sport is largely about winning slams. Specifically, do you think she has the potential to win a slam in the future?
Yeah, why not? I mean, I think with experience and with playing many tournaments and being in situations where she's playing those types of matches, and in big arenas and big crowds are going to give her the confidence, are going to give her the experience, and considering her age as well, I think she certainly has a great amount of potential.
She has said that she idolizes Justine Anna. Do you see any similarities or that type of potential to be a player like her in Udana's game?
Well, to start with, she doesn't have a one-handed backhand, and I think that was Justine's really great strength. I mean, she does slice occasionally and likes to change it up. I don't see too many similarities in their games, but that doesn't mean that one is worse than the other. I mean, I think every individual has a different type of game, and executes differently and has a